let's take a look at what's going on the news.
Following breaking news out of We continue following breaking news out of South Georgia, where a sergeant is accused of shooting 5 fellow soldiers this morning at Fort Stewart.
We are now getting a first look at the suspected shooter. This is a photo of 28-year-old Cornelius Radford from a previous arrest in Liberty County, Georgia. This from May. Army leaders say other troops tackled Radford after he started shooting. Zach Wilcox is reporting on what else we've learned so far today.
We now know the name of the suspect, Sergeant Cornelius Radford, for the shooting that injured 5 people at Fort Stewart behind me here. This is the front gate. I'll step out here as I give you some more of the details that you can look as cars start to matriculate their way back onto the base after it was locked down for several hours earlier this morning and into the early afternoon. We found out from a commander general of the base that Sergeant Radford worked at an annex at the farthest part of the base from where we are now, really way up at the north end, and that the shooting involved where he worked on the base and people that he worked with. However, they would not go into any kind of motive. That's still under investigation at this point. But the 5 injured, we know that 3 were taken. They needed some sort of surgery after the shooting, but all 5 are expected to recover.
Apparently the sergeant just started fucking shooting at them for some reason.
The Commander General gave us an update as to what's going to be going on next.
Sergeant Radford has been interviewed by the Army Criminal Investigation Division and is currently in pretrial confinement, awaiting a charging decision by the Office of the Special Trial Counsel. Right now, our primary focus is first on caring for our injured soldiers and their families, and also supporting the soldiers of the Spartan Brigade.
I asked after the briefing if Sergeant Radford had any injuries from the shooting, and they said that that is unclear at this point. You can see that the front gate here to Fort Stewart has reopened, and all those lockdowns have been lifted. At Fort Stewart, Zach Wilcox.
There you have it. Here's another up.
This morning, shortly before 11 o'clock, an active duty soldier assigned to Fort Stewart, Georgia, shot and wounded 5 of his fellow soldiers here on Fort Stewart. Thankfully, all are in stable condition and all are expected to recover. The alleged shooter is in custody. We have reestablished security. I have lifted all lockdown measures on Fort Stewart, and there is currently no threat to the local community. We have identified the alleged shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics sergeant assigned to 2nd Brigade Combat Team. Sergeant Radford has not previously deployed to combat. Sergeant Radford has been interviewed by the Army Criminal Investigation Division.
Why the fuck did he do what he did?
And is currently in pretrial confinement, awaiting a charging decision by the Office of the Special Trial Counsel.
This is really fucking weird. He just started shooting at his own fucking homies.
So tonight, a suspected gunman, a sergeant, is in custody after a mass shooting at...
Okay. I'll leave this in the description as well. This is the 3rd report on it.
A bomb threat cleared out nearly 400 people from the Q Center in St. Charles, Illinois Wednesday morning, including a group of Texas Democrats who fled the state to stop the GOP effort to redraw the state's congressional map. No device was found, and local police continue to investigate who made that bomb threat. But it's adding to what is
people
already
making
a
bomb
politically
threats
charged
to
weeks.
what, stop government
The Democrats
operations?
left Texas to break quorum, meaning no business can be conducted until at least 100 House members are present. The tactic isn't new, but it's drawing strong words from President Donald Trump.
They've abandoned the state. Nobody's seen anything like it, even though they've done it twice before. And in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad.
State Rep Gene Wu is among those defending the Democrats' moves, saying it comes after failed talks with Republican leaders.
We really didn't have a choice. We tried to negotiate with Republicans. We tried to talk to them. We tried to reason with them.
At this point, it's still unclear when or if Democrats will return.
Basically, they wanted to try to do some kind of bipartisan thing, but then that didn't happen, so they said,
so what is happening? The civilized way for 2 heads of state to negotiate is to have the will to take the decision along with Brazil. He could have communicated with Brazil. He could have called. He could have proposed a negotiation. But we received the taxation statement in a completely authoritarian manner, and we are not used to negotiating in this way. Not like this.
Not like this. Not like this.
In that moment, we still have a lot of people in Brazil trying to talk with Americans. We believe that a country that has 201 years of civilized diplomatic relations will not throw that away because of the intemperate attitude of a president.
Destemperada de presidente da República. Deixa eu lhe falar uma coisa, presidente da República não pode ficar se humilhando.
Let me tell you something. A president cannot humiliate himself for another president.
Eu respeito todo mundo.
I respect everyone. I demand respect towards me. I love respecting people and love being respected.
E adoro ser respeitado.
There you have it. Brazil's like, what the hell, man? I didn't get any talks. What is this shit?
They got elected to go to work in the Texas state capitol. They've left the state. They're abandoning their constituents. And if they want to go vote against the map, that's fine. But running off to Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in the country, I mean, I understand no one in the PR department at the Texas House Democratic Conference must have been at work that day.
Wait,
But
so
it
they
looks
all
horrific
ran to Illinois from Texas?
They don't
What
have
the
control.
fuck?
Had to flee?
Let me tell you, they don't have control of the House or the Senate
Are
or
they
the
in
governor's
danger?
mansion
No,
or
they're not in
anything
danger.
in Texas.
They
But
just
what I will
flee.
say
They just
is
decided
that
to stop
Republicans
working.
Are trying to take
They're
away
quiet
districts
quitting.
and on the backs
You know what
of
those fucking
Latino and
Zoomers do?
African-American voters in the state.
This is the step-by-step authoritarian playbook that people on the right used to claim they were absolutely opposed to.
Or
but who
you
now
got
are
Zoomers
its most
sucking the
eager
dick of their
implementers.
CEOs and shit.
I know at the present time that Trump doesn't deeply care for Putin, so he says. But this is a
Stolen,
Putin-like tactic.
stolen valor,
And,
you know,
he
shit like
doesn't
that.
seem to have any problem with that.
I'm going to urge and encourage blue states like a California or a Chicago or a Illinois, to do the same thing. I don't want to do that. I want the country to have a completely nonpartisan drawing of the lines based on the census. But
Well,
if they're gonna
you
do
guys
that,
already
nuclear, so
fucked
am I.
that
Donald
when you
Trump
guys
is a
were in
cheater.
power.
So is Governor Greg
Ah,
Abbott. And Texas Republicans are carrying out their will. And if they're going to cheat, then
Dude,
all of
they're
us have to
gonna
take a hard look at
Bro,
what the
you guys
effect of that
cheated
cheating is
first.
on
Did you
democracy.
not?
We're here, of course, because Texas House Democrats are demonstrating what it means to fight
Now
for the
that you're
preservation
not
of
in
our
power
constitutional
and that
republic.
they're doing
Should
it to you,
California
now you're mad.
Continue to play by a certain set of rules while letting Greg Abbott suppress people's voting rights.
Rules
I don't think
for
that's
thee,
the right
but
way to
not
do
for
it. I
me.
think California should have an independent
fucking
commission when
Democrats.
Texas has one. We need to get to fair rules across the nation and not have Democrats
What
showing
fucking
up with a
pansies.
butter knife to a gunfight.
Trump's trying to steal 5 seats from the people, frankly, of the country, not just the people of Texas, and disenfranchise people. We're talking about, violating
Motherfuckers, you all
Voting Rights Act
disenfranchise
and
people.
the Constitution.
Well, Sean, first of all, Texas is doing what we are allowed to by the law. And one reason why that law exists the way that it does is because the Democrats brought a lawsuit after our last redistricting, and that decision and that lawsuit came out last year. And that lawsuit recognized that coalition districts are not required. And so Texas has a right to redraw these lines to fully represent the desires of every voter in the state. The point here is that Democrats have done something that's very un-Texan. They've turned their backs on their fellow Texans. When it came to a fight, they turned and ran away, not just from this redistricting fight, they ran away from dealing with the flooding issues that are still echoing across the Kerrville area.
Called out by Greg Abbott. What do we got here?
All right, we have an update now to a deadly hit and run in Hollywood. A woman leaving a benefit event killed, and the driver took off.
KCAL News assignment
Hit and
editor
run.
Mike Rogers back at the desk. Mike, you've been following the story very closely, and you have news of an arrest.
Yeah, today I've been able to confirm with the West traffic detective that's been handling this case that they have taken a person
they
into
got
custody.
someone.
Remember, this man was accused of hit and run on Sunset Boulevard. This happened on June 29th. I'll show you the video here. Sunset right there near Sierra Bonita. The victim in this case was leaving an event there, a benefit event, when she was hit by the G-Wagon. Now, the LAPD tells me tonight that the G-Wagon took off from the scene. Thanks to some security camera and an anonymous tip, they were able to backtrack the G-Wagon's movements, get a license plate on it, and they actually found it at a body shop. Tonight, the LAPD
Oh,
tells me they
shit.
believe that the man was trying to fix the damage that was caused by the hit and run. It was gotten so far that some of the repairs had already been made. It said there was also some spray paint on the G-Wagon as well, but they were able to find that person. They took him into custody at his home. They arrested him on vehicular manslaughter charges. I want to show you who the victim was in this case. Her name was Tilly. She was affectionately known. This is a video from just about an hour or two before her death, performing at an LGBT center event there in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard. That's her husband, just devastated by the news. He found out of her death when he actually showed up to the scene.
So
saw
it
her
was an
phone moving on the Find My
activist who
iPhone
got
app and found it inside the medical examiner's investigations van as he was trying to track down his wife. A very sad situation. Tonight, the LAPD has identified that suspect as Devontae Robbins. We have learned through court records and through jail records, Devontae has at least one prior DUI conviction, as well as
so the
driving
dude
on a
was
suspended
already
license. Now we know that in this
DUI.
situation they arrested him on vehicular manslaughter and again driving on a suspended license. We're working with the LAPD to figure out if it's because he had that previous DUI.
Gonna get
I know
a
through
lot
a
of
source that he
fucking
was
time
issued
for
to have
that.
what's called an interlock device in his car as of 2022. That is a device that makes them take a breathalyzer essentially every time they try to start the car. So this person does have a criminal history. He was arrested, bonded
he's
out on
fucked.
$52,000
Yeah, this
bond. He'll be
person,
back in
whoever
court
this person
in a
is,
couple of
yeah,
days,
he's
And
probably
so
gonna
again,
stay
another
in jail
tragedy
now.
here in Southern California for that local family. All right, Mike. Kelly.
That person's staying in jail forever now. He just murdered someone. What is this? China pairs packs of robo-wolves with soldiers. Uh-oh. It's coming, ladies and gents. The android warfare is coming.
World leader in drone production. As such, its military,
Drone fighting is coming.
Army, is busy incorporating all sorts of militarized drones into its ranks. The latest such iteration includes packs of roving robo-wolves.
No, not the wolves.
Chinese state media recently published video from a PLA drill
Oh, shit.
which featured Chinese dismounted soldiers operating with some
Damn.
QUGVs. Yes, it's another new acronym, which stands for Quadrupedal Unmanned Ground Vehicle.
Quadrupedal
QUGVs,
unmanned
also called
ground
robo-dogs, are
vehicle.
pretty common in military, national defense, or civil protection circles. I've been to several defense expos in the last few
yeah, the
years,
Boston
and
Dynamics,
there's
there
always
they
a
are.
few robo-fidos fetching some looks. In the civilian world, they can be used for search and rescue operations, carrying extra equipment, surveying dangerous locations, or simply for entertainment. In the military, a robo-dog's mission set may include many of the same things as in the civilian world, but the stakes are higher, so surveying a field might involve clearing mines, locating tripwires, or finding enemy forces and potentially engaging them in a more
Oh, they got the
PLA
fucking
says its
weapons
new
on
batch
them,
of
man.
robo-dogs are
God
beefed
damn.
up and further remodeled with improved reconnaissance and
Oh,
strike
it's so good, man.
capabilities. So the PLA will now call them robo-wolves.
Fido, get him!
During a
Get him, boy!
conflict, PLA says the robo-wolves would act like a pack
Got
of
him down, boy. Got him down.
fighting tasks and coordinating actions. One unit would act as the pack leader, relaying target info to other
Oh,
wolves
okay, so they have
would do
a...
the actual biting
Okay, so that's how they're doing
shooting,
it.
as the case may be.
So it's
Now,
like a
again,
squad.
China is far from the first
Being...
country to experiment with
wait, but what if you take out the leader?
United States
What?
and others
Oh,
have
wait,
done
it's
some
still
pretty
manned by...
extensive testing
Okay,
and
never mind.
experimentation on their own,
they're
and
still
through
operated
that
by humans.
discovered that robo-dogs or robo-wolves or robo-ligers, whatever we want to call them, they all have some
Robo-ligers.
pretty severe limitations.
Saber-tooth.
Payload capacity and the inability to manipulate certain objects in their environment are some concerns. If you put an assault rifle on the back of one, it cannot reload the weapon on its own.
Well,
Some
yeah,
versions
obviously.
have belt-fed weapons, which let you throw more rounds downrange.
No way, it has
but they're also
belt-fed
heavier,
weapons
so
already.
you're going to lose a bit of maneuverability. And
Yeah,
more
basically,
weight means more
it's
power
right. It's
usage,
limited in the
which is
sense that you
probably the
can't.
biggest
It doesn't have a
drawback
lot
I've
of
heard on the expo
storage,
floors
right?
from some of the men and women asked to use these things in real life. Battery life is a problem. Moving on the ground, over obstacles, and through the elements while hauling a load takes a lot of energy. And if
Yeah,
you're
it
putting your
does.
life in the paws of a robo best friend, You want to make sure it won't need a recharge right when the bullets or missiles
during
start flying.
during fighting.
Maybe that's why
basically.
in the U.S. military, for the most part,
They're
Q
just for
UGVs
surveillance.
are being used to augment security patrols
Yeah.
or conduct some limited reconnaissance
Correct.
or in explosive ordnance disposal roles. That's
Yeah.
not to say the U.S. and its allies are not pursuing other attack.
I mean, I would
quite
I
the
would think
opposite.
that they would
The US and
try
Europe
to
seem to prefer aerial
try to
attack
do
drones at the
something that can maybe
This one
operate
that BAE
firearms.
Systems just used to
But yeah,
fire a
it's probably
laser-guided
they're working on it.
APKWS
Right.
rocket at another flying drone, but it could have just as easily been a UGV that was blown up.
Damn.
All of that to say that while robo-dogs and their larger robo-wolf cousins definitely have a role to play in today's
Oh yeah, they're gonna
drone-laden
they're gonna play a
militaries,
big role.
the idea that there will
Right.
be large
You can
packs
use
of
these for
robo-canids
reconnaissance. You don't have to
conducting
put your
warfare
right
on
you
behalf of
men
their
in
human masters
danger.
is still a little bit more
It's
science
just a
fiction
robot. Who's
than
gonna?
science
All they can do is shoot the robot and
reporting
destroy
like
it.
this, download
They
the
already
Schrader
have the
News app today.
technology. It's not gonna change anything. But yeah, why not use it? What do you got here? Then Cotton wants IRS to investigate a nonprofit for alleged ties to Hamas.
Senator Tom Cotton is asking the IRS to investigate the nonprofit status of the Council on American Islamic Relations. Cotton alleges the 501c3 organization has ties to terrorist organizations, including Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. In a letter to IRS Commissioner Billy Long, Cotton wrote, the Internal Revenue Code requires that 501c3 organizations operate exclusively for charitable, educational, or religious purposes. Tax-exempt status is a privilege, not a right, and it should not subsidize organizations with links to terrorism. Cotton mentioned CARE's alleged ties to Hamas. The organization was named as an unindicted co-conspirator in the 2007 trial of the Holy Land Foundation for Relief and Development. According to the Department of Justice, evidence in the case linked the Council on American
They're like doing
Islamic
like a
Relations
little
leaders
stutter
to
dance.
Hamas. 5 of the Holy Land Foundation's leaders were convicted of providing material support to Hamas. CARE describes itself as an independent civil rights organization that defends the Constitution and fights anti-Muslim bigotry. It said it has worked to oppose injustices including terrorism, ethnic cleansing, and genocide, both in the U.S. and abroad. The organization told SAN in a statement, Tom Cotton's baseless demand
what do you
that
mean in the
IRS target
US?
a nonprofit
What?
organization based on debunked conspiracy theories is an un-American
There's no
political stunt
war in the
straight from
U.S.
McCarthy era.
The only war
It's
we
motivated
have
by the
is
senator's
criminal,
desire to
right? You
protect
have
the
the
genocide
your own
Israeli
citizenry
government from
fighting
criticism.
amongst each
The
other.
organization condemned Hamas attacks against civilians during the October
I guess you
7th,
could call that a
2023
war.
attack, and also condemns what it describes as a genocide in
I mean,
Gaza.
if you're talking about the war front
organization
that's
told SAN,
that
this is called moral
that the U.S.
consistency,
is
and
being
Senator
a
Cotton
proxy
should try.
to, I guess.
I'm Ray
you
Bogan
could
for
say.
Straight Arrow News. For more reporting,
Because of
download
their
the
aid,
SAN app.
right? Sure. But there's no war in America. What the fuck are you talking about? And there's no war in Canada land. You don't see people picking up their firearms and fucking gatting each other down, right? What?
What in the heck
What?
is going on
Did
at
that
LA
person
City
just-
Council
is
meetings?
he singing?
First, let's listen to a screeching liberal woman who melted down over ice.
Do not start my time until I have everybody's attention. Nope, you restart that.
What do you mean?
I took off work. You guys work for us. And nobody is paying attention.
Well, what do you mean?
Hi. You work for us. And we have a comment. We need you to listen. I understand that this is typically like your job is Parks and Rec. That is not what this is right now. We are in a state of emergency. The actual mayor declared that. And we are here asking you to
We get your
pay
job
attention.
as Parks and Rec. What
You've
is
had
this guy
a summer
doing?
break. You know
What
who's not had a
was
summer
he?
break? Don't roll
Is
your
this guy
fucking eyes
high?
at me. I see you.
Huh.
You know who's not had a summer break? The protesters, the citizens of LA who are terrified. You know what we're not hearing you talk about? In 2 weeks, school is back in session. 50% of the students in LA do not feel safe going to school. Why aren't you
What do you
talking
mean?
about that? Why is no one having a town hall? Seattle, their
I'm
police
going to
chief
school. I don't know what the fuck
instructed their
you're talking about.
police to protect the citizens.
Talking about probably the kids. Probably talking about the kids.
We want LAPD on our side. I'm not done.
I'm not done. No, I want my time.
Our fight is
Put
with
my
ICE.
time on the clock, bitch.
Our fight is not with LAPD. We do not want to be fighting with them. We want them on our side.
Ma'am, your time is
We're now
finished.
disrupting the meeting because we cannot continue with public comment.
Where would we be without our liberal women? Let's take a listen to this quick liberal meltdown.
I'm here today speaking as someone whose roots run deep in the soil of resistance. This is directed to all my black and brown people in the room, including police officers. You wear the uniform, but the uniform doesn't protect you from history. You wear the badge, but the badge doesn't absolve you of blood. You speak our language, but your orders come in white. White power, white fear,
Oh god! As soon as she said that, I was
what they're
like,
really
oh,
trying to do is erasing black and brown history from classrooms so our children forget who and where they came
there
from.
it
and
is, the
what
white
we survived.
supremacy thing.
Now what you're about to see
And she
might
was
be
just
satire,
flipping. She was
but
just
because
flipping
this is
people
LA,
off.
it's super hard to
Can't
make that
give a fuck.
determination. What do you think?
Thank you very much, Council City Attorney Dana. Start with item number 1.
Pardon me, sir.
What is he
What
saying?
language are you speaking? Pardon me, what language are you speaking? If you can't tell us what language you're in, I'm going to assume that you're off topic.
的飞舞的声音，像天使的翅膀，划过我无边的。Now move on to item number 19. 相信你还在这里，从不曾
I don't even know what the fuck he's singing.
我的
I think I have to
爱
translate.
像天使守护你，相信你还在这里，从不曾离去。Now I would like to inform our Council President smoking scan discrimination issues that my friend Dana said that she only likes our 24-inch city attorney and she does not like 3-inch shrimp. That really hurts my feeling. And
That really hurts my feelings.
And I believe that nobody should be discriminated just because I'm transgender, just because I'm illegal immigrants, just because
Wait, are you self-reporting, sir? You just say you're an illegal immigrant?
So I really make sure that my friend Dana look at me, not only just look at her favorite 24-inch city attorney. Thank you. Everyone, equality.
Whoa, what?
Hong Kong, Cheech and Chong, Chong Wong, Du.
Okay, so this is not on the agenda.
No
fucking.
Now I know they're just. Now I know they're just trolling. He's getting a fucking kick, dude. No, please.
President, February POHC. Oh, it's a C.
This guy pulled an Alex Stein. There's no other way.
Donald Trump supports tariffs, and I support Donald Trump. More tariffs, and more fucking tariffs.
More fucking. Let's go. More tariffs.
What did she do about the 405 freeway fires? Where was her concern of safety then? The fucking Sambo.
The fucking Sambo.
Was doing caca. I'll translate that. Shit. She hasn't done shit.
Dude,
just like the
this is the best. This is the best one. Just a bunch of fucking crazy. God, they're right. Go watch all these. Right, if you want to go see all these sources, right, the DC shorts, and I'll leave it in the description as well. Fucking wild. Just. Jing jing. I'm gonna say. Well, I mean, I can't sound right. I mean, they're Asian. I'm Asian too. You can't be racist to your own fucking
U.S. envoy
skin
Steve
color
Witkoff on
and
Wednesday met with Russian President Vladimir
ethnicity.
Putin 2 days before a deadline set by Donald Trump for Russia to agree to peace in Ukraine or face new sanctions. Kremlin Foreign Policy Advisor Yuri Ushakov told a Russian television station that the two held a, quote, useful and constructive discussion.
Yeah, apparently, so there may be a finalization on Friday because, right,
there was no immediate comment from
Trump,
the U.S. side.
Trump wanted to accelerate the
Putin over the lack of progress
speed up the
peace, has threatened to impose
because
heavy tariffs on
right. He was like,
that
oh, there's
buy
no point in
Russian
waiting.
exports. He is exerting particular
So it's
pressure
like 10
on
days.
India,
So it's like
which, along
Friday
with China,
would be
is a
the
huge buyer
10th
of Russian
day or
oil.
some shit like that.
The Kremlin says threats to penalize countries that trade with Russia are illegal. It was not clear what Russia might offer to Witkoff in order to stave off Trump's threat. 3 sources close to the Kremlin told Reuters that Putin is unlikely to bow to Trump's sanctions ultimatum because he believes he is winning the war. Bloomberg and an independent Russian news outlet reported that the Kremlin might propose a moratorium on airstrikes by Russia and Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
Such a move, if agreed, would fall well short of the full and immediate ceasefire that Ukraine and the U.S. have been seeking for months, but it might have the diplomatic effect of lifting U.S. pressure.
Putin really, I think, has decided he wants a long war.
Timothy Ash is an associate fellow.
Well,
at
I
Chatham
mean,
House.
yeah, it would seem that way ever since
throwing
he
a little
started the
bone to
fucking
Trump,
military
Witkoff's
operation,
there,
yes?
letting Witkoff come back with something, it'll buy them a bit more time to continue to
Has it
work
been
well,
going
because
on
they
for
think
what?
The longer they leave
5,
it, the longer they
4 years now?
continue the
5
fight,
years now?
ultimately,
Well, it's probably
Ukraine will
been longer
buckle,
than that,
Western
right? If we
alliance
want to
will
go back to
weaken,
like the
appetite to continue to support Ukraine will kind of moderate, and
Crimea,
in the end, Putin will get everything
right?
he wants, which is the whole of Ukraine. That is the reality.
It's been off and on, right?
Ukraine had accepted Trump's demand that both sides agree to an immediate ceasefire, but Moscow said it sought a final and durable settlement, not a pause. As a candidate, Trump repeatedly promised to end the 3.5-year war in his first 24 hours in office. Ash said it's unclear how much stomach Trump
I mean, you
has
say
for pressuring
3.5
Moscow.
years, but I'm also counting, right, back when what, 24, 24, when was the first invasion of Crimea? 2014 or some shit like that?
Specific in support of Ukraine.
Well, then again, that wasn't that long. It was like, what, a week, 2 weeks? Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating the years a
10:30 in
little
Southern
bit.
California. You want to get to this breaking news happening right now. The end of a police pursuit causing a major traffic backup. Rich Prickett live overhead in Sky 5
At least when I
Rich, good morning.
exaggerate, I'm close to the number.
Good morning, Frank.
Man, when these politicians exaggerate, holy fuck, man, they're not even close.
SUV was being pursued by Whittier PD. The suspect wanted for assault. That pursuit was ongoing. Then came to a crash here right on the southbound side of the 605 as you approach Firestone. Here's a couple of the other vehicles that were involved in the crash. Fire department evaluated those drivers, but we did not see any transports. It's going to take a little while to clear this incident on the southbound side of the 605. 3 lanes are taken away, and it is causing some delays on both sides of that 605. The southbound side.
Oh, goddamn. That is backed
the
up.
majority of that backup is I'm seeing delays as far back as the 60 freeway. So definitely want to give yourself some extra time. Live in Sky 5 and Rich Prickett. Send it back to you in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. What is this? A
I'm
deafness.
Terry Moran, and for almost 28 years, I was a reporter and anchor for ABC News.
Oh,
As
wow.
you may have heard, I'm not there anymore.
Former ABC News anchor Terry Moran is speaking out against the network he used to work for and mainstream media as a whole, saying traditional media has a deafness when it comes to hearing pro-Trump voices. Moran isn't holding back in his latest lengthy post online about the industry.
Called out.
You may remember Moran had scored a one-on-one interview
Oh, yeah,
with
that
President
interview,
Trump
yeah.
back in April.
Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay.
Fast forward to June, and Moran criticized Trump and White House Chief of Staff Stephen Miller in a since-deleted post on X, calling them world-class haters. And ABC News fired the anchor, calling his social media post a violation of the network's policies. Now Terry Moran
You
is
can't say
flipping the
hateful
script,
things.
saying it's his former
Well, I
network
say hateful
and
things every day.
others in legacy media that have lost touch with the country. In his Substack article, Moran wrote, "Were we biased? Yes. Almost
I even
inadvertently,
spew
I'd
those
say.
hateful things
ABC
even
News
towards
has the same
myself.
problem so many leading cultural institutions do in America, a lack of viewpoint diversity." Moran says while ABC became more diverse in backgrounds and experience, that diversity never extended to political perspectives. He called it a kind of deafness. The old news divisions don't hear many of the voices of the country because those voices aren't in the newsroom. While Moran is seemingly proposing that his former network and others in mainstream media need to
The
confront
newsroom is
their own
dictated by
bias and
fucking
embrace
your
a broader range of
goddamn
voices,
your
there's
shareholder
one
or
thing he's not
whoever's
backing
funding
down
you
from.
guys and
The very social media
your
post
and the
that got him
ads that
fired.
you're displaying
Moran
on your fucking
says
news
he
media
doesn't
outlets,
regret
right?
it. Not one syllable.
That's
For more
who you're
details on our
beholden to.
report, read our news article on Moran's recent Substack
Beholden to
article
that money
by
that's
searching
fucking
Terry
paying you,
Moran
yes?
on the Straight Arrow News
Do a
mobile
job.
app or website,
Yes?
san.com.
This morning, the White House monitoring a high-stakes meeting between Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and leaders in Russia. The president talked about this last night.
They have a meeting tomorrow. We have a meeting with Russia tomorrow. We're going to see what happens. We'll make that determination at that time.
The two sides meeting in Russia as they explore options to end the war with Ukraine peacefully. The White House has threatened higher tariffs and sanctions if Russia doesn't comply by the end of this week. Russian leader Vladimir Putin has a list of demands for his side in ending the war. Those include Ukraine giving up 4 regions that they're fighting over right now, abandoning their NATO membership, and accepting limits on their military power. Today's meeting comes a day after President Trump spoke on the phone with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Both sides talked about discussions regarding sanctions to impose on Russia, as well as increasing the amount of American-made weapons that are being sent overseas. The president is also considering increasing tariffs on countries that depend on Russia for energy, like India and China. Updates all day here at the Live Desk.
Right. Yeah, we already saw that anyways.
A former state employee in Michigan says she was fired for being a whistleblower to a federal food assistance program scam.
No, you leaked information.
In a court complaint filed last month, Ashanta Butler said she worked for the state for 23 years with no history of discipline. The complaint says in early 2024, she reported some of her coworkers for allegedly applying for SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps.
Wait,
when
her
they weren't
coworkers were applying for SNAP benefit? That's fucking shady as fuck.
The complaint says, quote, shortly after plaintiff made the protected report, her supervisor, Rachel Hill, informed her that she had been instructed
So that means
by
government
Angela Barty
employees
to target and get rid of
are
plaintiff
entering
due to her
into the
cooperation
SNAP
with the Michigan
benefit
Department of
program
Corrections
too.
and
What
her
the
role
fuck?
as a whistleblower, end quote. A report from Michigan Capital Confidential shows food stamp fraud spiked 400% in Michigan from 2023 to 2024. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services
No wonder
has
the
not
systems
publicly
have been
commented
getting
on the matter.
fucked up. It's
For
because
Straight Arrow
people are
News,
cheating
I'm
the
Lauren
system,
Keenan.
right?
For more unbiased straight facts,
See?
download the Straight Arrow
That's
News
what
app
happens
or
to
visit
taxpayer money. It gets
san.com.
wasted because people who aren't supposed to be in the program are using it too. It's fucking wasted. Fucking wasted. Rachel Maddow declares we are living under a consolidating dictatorship, accuses the Trump admin of threatening to feed illegals to alligator. Dude, what are you talking about?
You can narrow or widen the aperture as much as you want. You can look at the very big picture or the small local picture anywhere in the country. And we try to do as much of both of those things as we can every week here on this show.
You attacked Trump for
But
the
whether
last,
you're looking
what,
at small-scale
fucking 8
local
years?
stories
Get the fuck out of here. Shut the
or the
fuck
biggest
up.
picture stories about what's
bitch.
happening in our country, the story is the same. And
Dyke.
it is now an
I told you
undeniable
so.
thing. We have crossed a line. We are in a place we did not want to be, but we are there. The thing we
You
were
might
all
even
warning
consider
about for the
herself
last few years is not coming, it is here. We are in it. This is what it likes, it turns out. This is what it's like, right? I mean, it's August, it's a Monday, every day the sun rises and the sun sets, and there are, sports and movies, and there are new hit songs, there are scandals here and there are crimes. There's everybody's personal quotient of family drama and health worries and money worries and falling in and out of love and in and out of faith. Life has not stopped, and none of our personal lives have stopped.
Well,
But also, at the same time, life in the United States is profoundly changing, is profoundly different than it was even 6 months ago. Because we do now live in a country that has an authoritarian leader in charge. We have a
everything's authoritarian charge now. Yes, anything you view as someone trying to exert any modicum of truth is that they're trying to be authoritarian.
And that kind of a cartoon caricature of an authoritarian country. The one you might have imagined. And in melodramatic and cinematic terms ever before we got here, you would expect, right, that you'd have a scapegoated minority group, blamed for all things. In our case, immigrants.
What do you mean? Don't you guys do it all the time too? You're
Force,
blaming everything on Trump. What do you mean?
The secret
You're
police,
scapegoating Trump. What
all
the
these
fuck?
extraordinary powers and shows of force
You
will be
fucking
framed as
hypocrite.
necessary to stop this terrible internal enemy. Right? Frame everything
The fucking
as
hypocrisy,
immigration
man. The
enforcement.
hypocrisy.
Because for immigration enforcement, not only is all force justified, but maximum force is preferred. And they're trying to make it into a national entertainment to threaten to feed immigrants to alligators in South Florida.
Hey, can we do the gladiatorial battles with these inmates?
Dishes on the floor, like they're dogs. The Crum Detention Center in Florida.
That's 100% a lie. If you do 5 minutes of research, you'll get the truth and see how completely different the truth is. But they don't want to do that. They want to believe the negative and the nasty.
I want to believe the negative.
That you spend your life wanting to believe the negative and the nasty about people. You have something inside that's disconnected.
See, this is the reason why I don't know why everyone gets mad at DSP, because he has clips like the. I guess because he only has those good clips where it's just like he's just talking just about. He's like talking to his chat about something. I don't even. You think you have good ideas, but you don't. What is this?
Maxwell has cleared Donald Trump's name while awaiting her pardon. This is new
really?
from ABC. Ghislaine Maxwell told DOJ Trump never did anything concerning around her. Now, notably, Trump has been asked whether he's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. Before, he said he wishes her well.
I just wish her well, frankly. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well.
Then he's asked if he's going to pardon her. He says, well, I'm allowed to do it, but I really haven't thought of it.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Now, notably, this is very similar to the way Trump has responded previously when talking about people he would later end up pardoning.
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort?
I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon him? Well, I hadn't thought of it.
Now, obviously, he later did pardon Michael Flynn. Roger
Yeah,
Stone,
Roger.
Paul
Yeah,
Manafort,
he did.
And this has all led many people to wonder if
he might do it. Yeah, he might actually do it to her now.
Now, this all comes after 9 hours of Ghislaine Maxwell privately speaking to Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. He's the former defense attorney for Donald Trump, and this was a private meeting. It's notable that there were talks about doing it publicly in front of Congress, but that got shoved aside pretty quick when they realized they could just do this behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Now, Todd Blanche said he was thinking about
apparently,
the transcripts.
I don't know if
We
it's true, but apparently the Diddy lawyer reached out to the Trump administration to try and get a pardon. I'm not too sure if that's real or not.
Now,
but it seems like, right, a lot of these people try to, right, they pop the question purposefully, right?
She, after all, is looking for a pardon. Her lawyer says right now that she would welcome any relief, and relief is exactly what she got after this testimony, right after the testimony to the DOJ where she cleared Trump's name. She got transferred to a less restrictive prison called a minimum security prison, with the Washington Post calling it one of the nation's most lenient lockups for nonviolent women offenders. It's notable she had to get a special waiver to even go
Yeah,
to
I
this
mean,
prison
she's a special case,
offenders
yes.
are not allowed. And this is something I really want
Right,
to
it's because of
I've been talking
right.
about
It
Ghislaine
was
Maxwell,
because of her
and we've been talking
ties
sort of like,
with
okay,
the
yeah, she
right
trafficked
Epstein
for
and
Jeffrey
how
Epstein. I think it's worth hitting home that she also participated
right
in some
how
of the
profile
acts.
the case
She
was
is
and
a
the
offender convicted. And those types of people
I
aren't
mean, her
eligible
attorneys
normally for
got her
minimum security
right
prisons.
did their
That's
job
why a
right.
former warden told the Post, inmates, if they have a offense, are not going to a place like that, period. It's truly unheard of. Quote, it's a country club. Someone gave special preference to Maxwell that, in my knowledge, no other inmate currently serving in the Federal Bureau of
Obviously,
Prisons
she's
has
gonna get
received.
special
So
preference.
She is
Like, what
getting
the fuck?
special treatment for something. We don't know exactly why she had to get a special waiver for this, though. This is not something that everyone
I think because
gets.
she spilled the beans for. I think because she revealed certain information,
This is actually a
right?
very normal thing.
Questions for you. One, did you
Usually,
were you aware of and did you personally?
usually when these things, I would think because she made a deal with the the DOJ. Usually they This is how they do settlements and shit. They make deals. That's what these people do. She probably got something she couldn't pass up because she wanted her freedom. Yes, that's all she really cared about. So they probably are giving her some freedoms, but not everything back, and that's why she spilled the beans. Apparently, maybe.
Approved the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department.
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man.
I'll remind you, the guy he's talking about formerly was his defense attorney. And her question, which never really gets answered, which is, can we trust Ghislaine Maxwell, actually is an important one because previously she was charged with perjury. This was in connection with her 2016 deposition. Perjury just means she was lying under oath. Quote, in 2016, while testifying under oath in a civil proceeding, Maxwell repeatedly made false statements.
She's unreliable. Yeah, so how can you say that she's reliable now?
Can we trust someone who previously our government charged with making false statements?
Also,
when specifically
it's hard to
false
say,
right,
if she wants her freedom or not. If she's willing to do this much to get back her freedom,
she's already reaping the rewards of the testimony she's given so far. Our president proceeds to talk about how talking to Ghislaine Maxwell is going to help with the fact that we don't want people getting caught up in this that would have their lives hurt.
Whatever he asked would be
what do you mean?
appropriate.
They're all
It's not
higher
an
ups.
uncommon thing to do that. And I think
we only care about the people who were facilitating the heinous acts.
Involved or not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people.
We don't want people getting involved who might be hurt by this, right? That's why we gotta
what do you mean?
Talk to her behind closed doors. We got to give her preferential treatment, right? Because we don't want anyone who might have been otherwise implicated in this falsely to get implicated, right? We want to make sure their names, whoever they are, whatever mysterious person they are, do not get implicated in this.
So basically, I think CopyZilla's trying to say that they might be trying to fudge the names, right? Or lie about the names.
It could be the case that he did
or just hide everything, right?
She is being honest here, but unfortunately the waters are muddied when you have such a transparent conflict of interest in this whole story. Personally, I don't want anyone, Ghislaine Maxwell or any of the elites that are involved, to be let off the hook. In fact, just today we had a bombshell report from the New York Times about Jeffrey Epstein's personal residence where he had pictures with famous people.
Yeah,
more letters came out with people like Woody Allen.
Famous
and all
people.
of these people should be investigated. Unfortunately, we are living in a time where a select few of these people have so much power over the investigators of it. Maybe instead of giving preferential treatment to sex offenders, we should just release the Epstein files and see where that gets us.
Yeah, honestly, they just need, they said they were just going to release the files at some point in time, right? I forgot at what time, August something. But yeah, they should just release the files. If you're not going to tell us, if you're not going to give us, the high profile names of these people, then what the fuck are you doing? Look out of here.
A growing number of homeowners who have recently listed their properties are now choosing to remove them from the market rather than lower their price. The trend, it's known as delisting, and it's surged by nearly 50% according to Realtor.com. Demand has cooled over the months after years of a hot housing market. U.S. home sales have declined,
Oh yeah, they
while
delist
prices
them and then
remain
wait
elevated,
for when
continuing
the
to pose
housing market
challenges
gets
for
better,
prospective
or
buyers
for
who have
when
been
people
priced
are
out of the
actually
market.
trying to buy
People
houses.
aren't buying homes like they used to because it's just too expensive, and sellers don't want to sell at lower prices, so more of them are delisting their properties and waiting instead.
Yep.
In May of this year, 47% more homes were removed from the market compared to May 2024, according to Realtor.com. From January to May of this year,
They're going to
34%
be
more
maintaining that
delistings
house
than
for a
during the same
while.
period last year. The total number of homes currently for sale has gone up, so there are more options for buyers right now. In June of this year, there were 29% more homes for sale than in June of last year. The number of homes newly put up for sale in June 2025 was 6.2% higher than June 2024, so some sellers are still entering the market. However, from May to June of this year, the number of new listings didn't really grow. It stayed about the same. Unlike past housing cycles where falling prices pressured underwater homeowners to sell, today's homeowners benefit from record high levels of home equity, so they have the flexibility to wait it out. This allows many sellers to withdraw their homes from the market if their asking price isn't met. Realtor.com senior economist Jake Krimmel said in a statement,
Yeah,
across the
basically.
country in May of this year, for every 100 homes
Or
that
you
were
have
newly
other
put up for
people like
sale, 13
right,
homes were taken off the market.
paying
Some
out
sellers
higher
are lowering
asking
their
prices than
As
you.
the market cools and sellers are struggling to get the prices they want, more of them are lowering their prices to attract buyers. In June, 20.6% of home listings had their asking prices lowered. That's the highest percentage seen in any June since at least 2016, according to Realtor.com. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Keenan. If you want more on this story, download the Straight Arrow News app or visit SAN.com.
Thank you. What do we got here?
Straight to the question. Straight to the question.
I didn't even start the question. Interrupting me before I start a question is kind of a violation of my First Amendment rights. You know that, right? Mayor Johnson, you really should talk to your press secretary. I mean, it doesn't make you look strong to have them interrupting my questions. It really doesn't. Mayor Johnson, yesterday you took a very thinly veiled swipe at Governor Pritzker for prioritizing and harboring the Democrat lawmakers from Texas over the residents of the South and West Side.
There should be no reason why we don't do everything in our power to ensure that Illinois shows up for Illinoisans.
The
In fact,
redistricting
as much as
stuff.
I appreciate Illinois helping out people from Texas, the South Side and the West Side could use that same level of energy.
Yet, real people on the South and West Side contact me every day and say that they feel that your spending on migrants, putting Chicago in a $1 billion budget gap,
Time to get to the question.
has harmed them. What do you say to those people?
Yeah, time to
Well, first of all, the investments that I will continue to make, particularly in communities that have been historically left out, we will continue to do that. $1.25 billion investment for housing and economic development. We just put forth another $40 million to expand and develop the infrastructure around homelessness. We've invested in over 30,000 summer youth jobs. We'll continue to make those investments.
You're saying you're trying to fix
the less than
homelessness
1% of the
situation?
overall
Gavin
budget that we
Newsom said the
responded
same
to
thing. He
based
couldn't
upon,
fix it for 20 fucking years.
Unholy and
What's going to make you
efforts
do
and
the
acts
same
of the
thing?
governor of
What
Texas.
are you
We
going to
did the
change that's
righteous
any
thing by
fucking
responding.
different?
It's very clear.
Fuck out of here.
that
You're
we did
probably
the right thing
facilitating the
responding
same
to this,
shit.
Mission, because this is a governor in Texas that can't figure out, quite frankly, how to respond to natural disasters. Right? This is
What do you?
who is
So
working
now
hard
you're
to
taking
eliminate the
slights
power of
at
black
him
and brown
because
people.
he can't
I'm
take
always
care
gonna
of
stand
a.
up against those
What do you
efforts,
think a
and
natural
as a city, we're gonna
disaster
continue
is?
to build the safest, most affordable big city in America.
National
That
Democrats
is
are pointing
wild.
to you as an example of
The,
why
see, this is what I'm
candidacy
surprised this guy's a
of,
fucking
New York
Chicago
Governor,
mayor.
or excuse me,
How does this
mayoral
guy
candidate
become a mayor?
Zohran Mamdani would be a disaster for New
fucking
York and for the rest of the country.
miserable oaf.
They say,
Okay, question.
Mayor Johnson is proof that
We need the question.
not all
Yep.
grammar school
William.
social studies teachers are not qualified to run for mayor.
Okay.
That, your
We're gonna need the
$1
question. We're gonna have to keep moving.
budget deficit is an example of failed policies.
Okay,
What do
thank
you
you.
say to the national Democrat leaders who are pointing to you as an example of incompetence?
You have 32% reduction in homicides, 38%
Please,
reduction
you're going to the
shootings,
crime
38%
rates of your
reduction
fucking
in
dude.
shooting
Don't
victims. We
even
have,
do that shit. This guy's wild.
Some of the
This guy
greatest
is wild. Get him
numbers
out.
of,
Shit, he's doing the same.
of airport
That's the same
interactions that we've
shit, dude.
seen
Fuck
ever
outta
in the
here.
history of our city. We have more people moving to the city of Chicago. We're on pace
What
to
do you
build 10,000
mean,
more
dude?
affordable
They're
units.
moving out.
Look,
Do you know
the
how
city of
bad Chicago is? One
has
of the
long
highest
been
crime rate
the
states
punching
there
bag
is.
of the extreme right.
Up there
We
with
know they
fucking
have, but it's
California.
proof positive
If not,
that-
Chicago's like
I just
first
wanna I want to
ranking.
finish answering the question here. It is clear if you
New
were
York
awake
is like,
during
what
the
was it,
presentation,
third?
You would actually
And then
know how
fucking,
effective my
fucking
leadership
California
has been.
was like
Next
12?
time, won't you do us a favor and at least not nod off?
How's it going,
We're
Rudy?
actually giving the real people that you talk to the evidence of how we're building the safest, most affordable big city in America. Thank you.
Can
And
you
get a
pause
nap.
vid stream for
What
a
is
bit
the
so we can
biggest
talk
problem
easy?
that
What the fuck are you
Chicago is
talking about?
facing
What?
right now?
Mayor Johnson and that type
Wait,
of leadership.
you mean
I he
talk
makes it
off
very likely
stream?
he was a
Huh?
failed Mayor. Look,
Why?
Les
Why should I?
Pat, this mayor has
I'm
spent
sorry. Who
almost
are you?
$700 million on illegal immigrants at the expense of the poor neighborhoods on the south and west side of Chicago.
Even the Chicago Tribune lead editorial today basically saying he's trying to come up with other ways to drive businesses out of Chicago. So many have already left. I guess Citadel left, went to Miami. Others are planning to leave because of high taxes. Now they're figuring out ways to add more corporate taxes onto businesses in Chicago.
It's almost clownish incompetence with the way he's running this city.
That's so. This is right there.
Running this city.
In Chicago.
It's almost clownish incompetence with the way he's running this city.
It's almost clownish and confident. This is the former Illinois governor, too. Holy fuck. There it is. That's pretty fucking hilarious. It's still fucking touting that bullshit, man. That's wild. He keeps touting the same shit every time he gets asked the questions. Hey, what are you doing to fix your fucking crime rate? Anyways, there you have it. That's all the news we have for Fast News.